Yo, what is good, my people? Coming back to you live in a car. But I'm not sure what the title of this video, but it's relating to it's encountering, overcoming your problems, right? You have problems, correct? Well, everyone does, but there's certain problems and certain issues that you just don't want to go towards. The things you want to avoid, and that's what I want to talk about. Avoiding your problems. So about that, man. It's like, think of it like this, man. Like, the universe hears everything you say, man. Like, the universe is in you. It's in your brain. You are the universe, right? You're part of the one, You're one with the source. You got to realize you're just awareness, you're a perception. You're just consciousness perceiving reality. And a lot of people just get caught up with just reality aspect and just live their lives like that. But even like people with materialistic problems, what happens is they see a problem, right? Something arises. But yet when it comes down to their own part in their own action, they can either do something or don't. And most of the few choose not to do something and face the fear, encounter the problem, run towards the shadow, you know what I mean? Run towards the darkness. That's the whole thing about life. At the end of the day, you got to realize, man, that's the whole thing about life. It's, you have to go through these struggles and you have to go through the pain to become someone better. And life is meant to be here to be lived a good life, but there's always gonna be a polar opposite. You have to experience the other side. You're never gonna have one side of life. You're gonna experience like all the other sides of life. So what I'm trying to say is that you have to run towards your problem. You have to look at your problems in the face. You have to take a punch and know how to swing back. You know what I mean? Like, it's like this. When you say something to the universe with your mind, you say that I will become something better. I am more powerful. Well, then the universe is like, okay, I'm gonna give you this power. You can do it. But are you gonna do anything with it? Are you gonna do anything with this power that I'm giving you? That power could be motivation, Like, it could, the universe, like, it drops all types of ways to, like, motivate you and keep you going. We have, like, guardians, we have, you know what I mean? There's a lot of things in life spiritually that are assisting you that you can't see. And you really have to become more aware of your daily life, because if you're not conscious about what goes on in your head, I'm talking like, you're like, oh man, I feel like someone's probably saying like, oh, what does he mean going on in my conscious head? I already know what's going on. No, you don't, bro. No, you don't. You may hear your conscious, you may hear your brain like going crazy, like fucking like it's saying like, oh dude, like I'm this good, man, look how strong, oh man, I'm the best at this game, or I can do this and that, I'm like this. And then it also says the negatives about you. It's like, oh well, maybe I can't. Well, yes I can. Oh no, I'm too afraid. I can't do it just because, or reasons that be. But your mind is like a monkey brain, you know what I mean? It's just gonna be bouncing around everywhere. And if you're not aware of this, you're truly gonna be living a life that's not pleasurable at all. You're gonna be living in like all these pleasures, you're repeating the same schedule every day of your life. Like, you go out on weekends, it's always the hangouts with the guys or the girls, but yet when it comes down to time with yourself, no one could even make 5 minutes. What's so fascinating about society and its consciousness and its mind that I've seen is that instead of thinking, instead of analyzing what they're what is being given, sometimes we or they just look at the front cover, and then they're oh yeah, that's it, that's all of it, that's all the information, that's it. I mean, there's nothing past this information that I'm seeing, you know what I mean? And a lot of people live like that, and that could really I'd say slow down where you could be going in life, because you're really caught up in materialistic things, dude. Like, you really got to realize the thing that's really gonna get you going, that's how strong you build your mind. But if you can't even like build an empire or fortress in your own mind, how can you build an empire or fortress or castle out here? You know what I mean? If your mind isn't in the place of where it could stop itself from talking negative, I mean, if you can't even stop yourself from saying that, from giving into it, the point in where you can start not abiding by those egos, you will begin to see that that is not your true consciousness. That's not your true thinking. That's not you thinking. That's why I said the ego, man. The ego is something that we call ourselves, we associate with, but we're something more than just what we identify with. You know what I mean? Your name. We're more than that. We're more than just your name or Xavier. You know what I mean? I'm more than just Xavier. And so are you. It's just that the powers that abide by thee, if you do not give in, if you do not listen to them, if you do not even put in the action to try, do not think they will assist you. The higher powers that abide by thee, I mean, like, how could you expect to have a good relationship with like a higher source, whatever the higher source may be, or whatever you may call it? But whatever you may call it, and the way you speak of that source, you know, how can you have a good relationship? I mean, like, if you're speaking down on source, like you say, you don't see God, there's no God, you say all these miraculous things that have not even been proven to yourself. Rather, you looked at the base cover and said, yes, that's the answer. But you have never done, I guarantee it, never done the full work of inside your mind to become fully aware. But I know there are some people who are like fully blind to that, you know, like they're just on that path of like darkness, you know, or like edginess, not edginess, it's just fucking, yeah, just dark stuff, I guess, like the dark side. But you know, some people are like just coming to this light to realize that, you know, even more on their soul mission, you know. I mean, some people are just on those missions, and no one's gonna ever be on the, I mean, sometimes there's just some groups of people who aren't gonna be on the, you know, the bright side, and that's fine, you know. I mean, it's the yin and yang, but there has to be balance, and there should never be an imbalance of powers, because, you know, with the imbalances and the powers that are fighting for such powers, you know, it's only gonna lead to destruction. I've seen where this can go. I mean, become a student of God and you will be shown everything. But I've been taking it a little more seriously. You have to run into the problems. You have to go towards your issues. If you keep on running away, if you keep on putting it off to the side, the more and more that time that goes on is the more and more it's gonna build up on you. It's not gonna build up. It might not build up in you, but it will build up in the background. And that background, at one point, it's gonna have to show itself. You know what I mean? You can't avoid the background. You know, the fucking wallpaper on the wall. You can't ignore that shit. It's there. So you better do something about it, because I don't want to keep on giving you warnings. Never mind. I don't want to say it, because it's just run towards it. Run towards the problem. Think to yourself, How could I overcome this? My best advice is to, if you want your best answer from your mind, like come to you to like help you really figure stuff out, is to, if you actually want to like get some like answers to help you for real, from yourself, yeah, I'll tell you how. Simply, bro, just close your eyes. Now take 17 deep breaths. Once you pass 10, you can stop losing count. Just keep going after. And then keep in mind that issue or problem that you have in your mind, okay? Because we want to get that information to like the higher source, the ether realm. We want this to be on other realms of dimensions as well with us, meaning like everything that we cannot see that assist or harm us. So now stay in the mind and let that thought marinate. Okay? Just let that thought marinate. Leave it there. Don't bother it. Don't think about it. Just leave it. Just say it and let it go. Let it go into the void. You know what I mean? Just watch it fade into the void, the dark, and stay to yourself. Your mind is gonna go off topic, man. Like it's gonna be like, oh, well, let me think about my day. Nah, bro. Keep on taking deep breaths. Keep on taking deep breaths. All right, you're gonna have to keep on taking deep breaths because um, you have to stay focused. You know what I mean? That's the whole thing about trying to find answers from yourself, to become more aware of your consciousness, is to you really shut your mind up. And that's an issue already. I mean, we're living so much in daily life that the only time our brain gets to recoup is at nighttime when we're asleep, and then that's when we start having our brain goes through our days and what happened and dreams. This is when the time the consciousness has time to really express itself. But yeah, dude, I mean, I think that you should probably just like keep going, because there's no reason to stop. Nothing will ever be in your way to stop you, dude. Not even the devil. I mean, at most, I mean, like, you can just stand there, but like, he can never overcome you when you realize the power within you. And although that you may not be that far or close into a relationship or that powerful, dude, God has given you that power, man. Like, he's given you so much power, but you can't even see it. But the outside forces, they definitely see it. The negative people, they see it. All the bad things, they see that. They see that light. And that's like a threat to them. You threaten darkness with your presence, with your own light. You know what I mean? Like, you are built for something way more than just what you think about, man. And I know you probably hear that, or that's cliche, but nah, dude, it's true. Dude, you really were meant for something more. You just have to go in your mind and ask him. Ask the source, or ask the consciousness or subconscious, the infinite intelligence, the ether realm. Ask whatever you want to call it. You have to ask. And you have to find. You have to search as well. You cannot just ask and then it will be given. You have to ask. You have to go towards him and then ask. You know what I mean? And then keep on going towards him. I mean, like, it's not like a one-way street, bro. Like, you cannot say things and then expect them to become to fruition. All these things that you see that are not there, that you perceive to be as fact or true or consciousness, as reality, you will begin to see that the more and more you tell yourself these things, the more and more that you are hindered by your own conscious, by your own mind. I mean, people get so caught up with their own mind because they listen. That's the only thing they listen to. And they think them talking to themselves is them. But it's not. That negativity, that negative, every time that little bitch voice comes up, every time that little, the little baby, the crybaby, dude, every time it just comes up and it's a bitch, that is not you. The you is the higher source, is the other side of the brain saying, no, you, the other side of the real you is the other side of your brain, man. It's the opposite of the negative. It's literally the positive telling you to do something. That's you. That's you, man. When you hear that voice, you do something, man. You get up and you fight. Because it's telling you, hey, maybe I should do something. Maybe I should keep going. Maybe I should listen to myself. Well, then do it. You have to trust yourself, man. I mean, you are the... Trusting in yourself is like the closest source to trusting and loving and having faith in God. You know what I mean? Like the more and more you can trust yourself is like saying how much you trust God. The more and more you love yourself is like saying how much you love God. But I'm not here to preach about God. It's just that you have to realize the relationship needed to be happy, to be successful, to reach full enlightenment, to reach past the ego and to reach past these materialistic things. Because, there's a lot of sources that want to see you downfall, but dude, you got to keep going. You know what I mean? You got to keep on having that faith, because the more and more you drop that faith, and the more and more that the darkness would, start looking at you more. It's going to like start picking at you. It's going to and I've been there, man. So, but, just being in the darkness showed me how truly strong I am. I'm not saying like I came out. I'm saying like literally being in the fucking shit showed me how strong I am. And I decided to get out. Because I saw how strong I was just in this shit. I'm telling you, man, you gotta trust yourself. When I had trust as nobody, I don't even family, I didn't even trust them, like parents. And I only trusted myself. I guess everyone was right about when they said you have power. Or how strong you are. Like, don't give up. You have to keep fighting. Keep fighting yourself. We are more than just that voice. We have so much. We are the potential of our lives. We are the outcome of our own potential. That's what we're all in life. We're just given potential. But how much of the potential will you use in order to get where you want in life? Like, if you really want to get somewhere and do something with yourself, you really have to realize that it doesn't start out here. It starts in here, right? Everyone believes that in order to get something done, it has to be done out here first. But here's the issue. When you have a mindset, whenever you go into these type of things in that way, it will be destined to fall over, because you're not prepping anything out. You're not thinking about what must be done and how it must be done. You're rather just saying, let me just take the action to do this. But how? So you really have to think about the how. Think about the how can you get there. Man, before you're a fucking idiot and just like do shit, you know, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do it. You gotta think about these things, man. You gotta think how. But there's that one point in life, I mean, where like if you're talking about manifestation, then you don't need a how. You just end point, start point, you know what I mean? And sometimes in the middle it'll come back around, but it's no big deal. But hey guys, I'm gonna go. I got off topic. Hopefully I still got to prove say my point to you and you understood. But yeah, man, I'm gonna go. Go inside and go eat. Shit. Peace, man.